You must have heard about exports of various commodities, but have you heard about exporting digital public infrastructure? Yes, you heard me right. Hi everyone, welcome back to Equipoise Classes. I am Survi Gupta, and in these videos, we pick up one of the economics topics from the newspaper and read it directly from the paper. And I'll quickly share the screen so that you all understand that what are we going to discuss in today's video. The topic is that Google locks in to export India's digital public infrastructure, which is actually a very proud moment for all the Indians. And I'll tell you how and why. First of all, let's read about digital public infrastructure. And here's a brief information that I have written. So as you can see that India is seen as a global trendsetter in digital public infrastructure movement, having set up following multi large scale DPIs in contrast to tech innovations that earlier emerged from developed world. So what have we done? We have this Jam Trinity, which links Aadhaar mobiles bank accounts. We have this DigiLocker for digital storage and documents. Then we have Bharat Bill Pay, a one-stop solution for multiple payments. We have UPI, Aadhaar enabled payment scheme, and immediate payment services. And also we have COVID for vaccination. So these are all the digital public infrastructure, and now it is the model. It is a very successful Indian model that other developing countries, other developing nations would get benefit from adopting these things, these measures. And Google has pitched in to export this entire thing, the digital public infrastructure, and would give it in 3 weeks. Like if, for example, African countries ask to for this digital public infrastructure adapted through their by according to the means of their country. So we will just Google will just take 3 weeks to give it to them. So if you're asking it today, then you'll probably get by end of the October. Okay, so this is the scene. Then DPI allows government a plug and play approach for digitizing national identity infrastructure. So what is going to happen? You can see. So Google is deepening its commitment to India with an ambition plan to export the country's digital public infrastructure. We are exporting India's digital public infrastructure. Okay, as a at its Google for India keynote on Thursday. I mean, let's forget the day because I don't know that when I'm recording and when I'll be uploading this video. So let's forget the day. But the tech giant unveiled DPI is a in a box. So digital public infrastructure in a box, a ready-made solution for governments looking to replicate India's successful digital identity framework. So there are many governments, even of the developed nation, who have not been, able to achieve this. So it's for them also. For them, it's going to be beneficial, and for all the countries who are going to or who are willing to adopt this particular thing, it's going to be helpful for them as well. Okay, then let's read it further. Okay, so built on Google Cloud Platform, GCP, it's Google's own Google Cloud Platform, and built on this platform, the solution offers comprehensive suite for identity storage, management, and access designed for easy global integration. Okay, so you can access all your documents, for example, from DigiLocker, and other countries also, if need to adopt, they can adopt. The DPI solution, which allows other nations to implement Aadhaar-like framework using a standardized tech stack, is being developed in collaboration with Nandan Nilekani, backed Ekstep Foundation and digital governance firm Protein Technologies Limited. Okay, so to be sure, Google's DPI offering do not include unified payment interface. So we are not, if we are Google is exporting DPI, so that DPI interface do not include the UPI interface. Okay, other than UPI interface, everything is being included. So three senior industry executives said that 4 African nations are in talks with Google, along with multiple top national consultancy firms, to understand how DPI implementations can be undertaken. So many African nations and multinational consultancy firms are interested in this package and implementation of digital public infrastructure in their own country. Additionally, Google announced the localization of its Gemini 1.5 flash large language model. So Gemini is what? It's like Chat GPT, but it's Google's baby. Okay. So yeah, and most cost efficient multimodal model for high frequency tasks. Storing the core model in India aims to reduce latency for on-cloud AI, artificial intelligence access, and better serve industries with data localization needs such as financial services. Okay, so we are in India for the long run. Okay, and the key part of our goal is to bring new features and services to India in line. Hold on. In line with the global expansion standards, said Bikram Bedi, Vice President and Managing Director, India at Google Cloud. Okay, so they are saying we are with India and we are liking it. So we are planning to bring in a lot more technology efficient things in India. The DPI project, for instance, will be conducted in partnership with public sectors of various nations. And while there is commercial aspect involved for Google's cloud operation, here the key bit here is that we are keen on partnering with India through its increasing geopolitical importance and leadership, not just in global south, but around the world. Okay, so what will happen if Google is selling DPI in other countries or it's responsible for implementation of DPI? So probably they will partner up with lot many public sectors in other countries as well to implement this. And this is because India's current situation and importance in geopolitical world and leadership world, India is performing really great. This push for global DPI adoption follows G20 consensus reached last year, with which identified India's DPI as secure and interoperable standards that can be implemented across payment, healthcare, and identification. So in G20, we recognize that India's DPI is actually secure. Okay, Jayant Kola, co-founder and partner at technology consultancy firm Convergence Catalyst, said the DPI in a box. We are saying the DPI in a box offering is Google's own push to be part of India's tech ecosystem growth. So India's tech ecosystem is growing, and people are saying that it's even beneficial for Google to participate and be a part in India's tech ecosystem. Okay, after the success of UPI, the rise of open networks such as ONDC. What is ONDC? Open Network Digital Commerce. As well as India's health stack, it is clear that these technologies will scale up massively. So every time UPI, ONDC, digital commerce, everything is growing in India. So obviously these things are here to stay and grow further. And everybody wants to be a part of India's growth trajectory. Okay. So in some ways, India's DPI ambition are in the same tune as China's Belt and Road Initiative. India's DPI adoption is a 3-week process for any adopter, and this is in prompting tech companies such as Google to capture pie of this global growth for the service. So, as I said, any adopter, any country who wants to adopt this DPI, it's a 3-week service program or 3-week process of adopting. Okay, the DPI model allows government to implement plug and play approach for digitizing their national identity infrastructure. Okay, Google's partnership with Protein Technologies and Next Step Foundation represents one of the first efforts since G20 agreement. And Bedi also emphasized that product creation is the key to initiative. It is important to note that Microsoft has a more dominant position among big tech companies' influence in India. This move can help Google claw its influence. So Microsoft has dominance or is dominating India in these kind of technologies. So by doing so, by exporting India's DPI to other countries and sharing the tech services, the share or a pie in getting a piece of the pie of technological development and growth. So this is a good opportunity for Google. All right. So, yeah, I think with that, we'll just wrap this up. And yeah, we are done with this article. But this is a very overall, if we see, this is a very, very proud moment for India because, see, if governments decide and they decide to make something, implement something beautifully, as I also said when we were reading the article of how agricultural schemes are clubbed into two schemes. So I always say that if Indian governments or Indian decide to do anything, and if they do it wonderfully, so everyone would want to adopt that, and everyone will look up to us, and we'll be the inspiration. As in case of digital public infrastructure, which now Google will be exporting from India, and other people will be, importing it, be it multinational companies, African countries, or even other developed countries who do not have this plan of action in force right now. They would want to adopt already successful models rather than building a model, spending a hefty amounts, and then implementing it and seeing that if it's successful or not. We already have made a successful model, so you just have to implement it, and I think it's the best way. With that, I would want to wrap up this session. I hope it was useful. Let me know, share your feedback, how you like these videos. Like, share, and subscribe पे थोड़ा ज़्यादा focus, because your subscription, each and every single subscription matters a lot to me and means a lot to me. And thank you so much for already showing so much of love to Equipoise classes. I'll see you with another one. Till then, take care, keep smiling, stay healthy, and spread positivity all around you.